Section 1, Carly Coster. In my own words, I would describe professional responsibility as a teacher that is committed to constantly growing, improving, and learning in their craft of teaching. It's about being a professional educator both inside and outside of the classroom. This includes reflecting on how your actions affect students and their families, using research to improve your teaching methods, and working as a leader and a good team member to make the whole school and community better. If I were to describe this to someone who is outside of education, I would say this domain is about what we do when we're not teaching the main lesson. Think of it as like if you were a coach. The coach's job is not just running drill after drill on the field. It's also watching game film, studying new training techniques, and working with other coaches and trainers, and making sure the entire team respects the rules of the community. For teachers, it means we are always studying what works, making sure our classroom is fair and welcoming for each student, and working with you and the parents and the other staff to make sure every child succeeds. Section 3. A specific teaching example that I've witnessed that perfectly illustrates this component of professional learning and ethical practice involved a second grade teacher adapting to her practice based on student strengths, which relates directly to research of art integration. The student, whose name Briley, was performing poorly on traditional written assignments that required sequencing, but she was highly engaged and accurate during music class. The teacher realized that Briley had strong rhythmic intelligence, and instead of solely just drilling her with written summaries, she adapted to her literacy lesson. She asked Briley to create a rhythmic pattern and matched the three main parts of the story, the beginning, middle, and end. She used a simple body percussion sequence like clapping, patting, and stomping. This physical and rhythmic mapping allowed her to transfer her understanding of showing the sequence to narrative structure. This adaptation showed a commitment of ethical practice because the teacher used evidence of Briley's success in other classes and then helped meet her literacy needs so that she could focus on her weakness during writing. Section 4. I believe a core professional responsibility in today's world is leading the conversation around digital literacy and AI as a teacher. I see it as my role to collaborate with our school community to teach students how to use AI ethically and efficiently. Specifically, I would model leadership by running a professional development session for my grade level team on designing AI-proof assignments. I would explain that we must move beyond simple summaries that AI can easily generate. Instead, our assignments must require students to use AI for scaffolding comprehension. For example, teaching them to copy and paste complex assignments and instructions into chat box and ask simplify this for a fourth grader. This is an active collaboration with the learning process because it teaches students a critical independent skills. It also demonstrates my responsibility to the community by ensuring that I am preparing students not just to avoid plagiarism, but to become a critical editor and ethical users of powerful technology so that they are actually understanding what they're learning and not just having the computer do it all for them.